What is up, everybody? What is up? Listen, I have to share something with you. I'm just hyped because I'm excited about this next book. My next book coming out is the most personal book I've ever done. And it's the most personal book I've ever done because it's about my mama. It's about my mother. It's about the woman who gave me life and gave me breath. My heroes in my life, I've had a number of mentors, but my heroes are my mom, Marilyn Underwood, and my dad, Colonel Frank Underwood. When I was a kid, my mother would talk about, she wanted to write a book about her life. And I was like, okay, that's cool. What's it going to be about? And you know, what I knew as a child and what I knew as her son was that she was such a motivational person. She inspired everybody she met. She was an incredible woman. And, you know, she had multiple sclerosis. She passed away in 2020, October of 2020. But she was an extraordinary woman. She's not somebody that you would have heard of before, but she is the woman who made and created and guided myself, my older brother Frank, and our two younger sisters, Marlo and Melissa. She was a woman before her time. She was a businesswoman. She was an entrepreneur. She grew up in Buffalo, New York, moved to New York City in the 1950s, where she pursued fashion designing, where she she was one of few people, the first black woman in Buffalo, New York, later on, to work at this place called Barman Brothers, to work in this clothing making corporation. So she broke so many barriers, and she was the one who taught all of us really how to walk through this life and to know that you're somebody, to know that you're special, and don't let anybody tell you you're less than. As a man, as a black man, as a human being, whatever it may be, just know that you are a child of God and nobody can mess with that. She is the person who instilled that, she and my father. You know, in 2020, I was doing a play on Broadway called A Soldier's Play. And the last time she got dolled up and got her makeup on and all dressed up and whatnot was when she came to the opening night of A Soldier's Play. Now, you have to understand, it was my mom who turned me on to the arts. Acting, Broadway, movies, television. She was the one who said, you could do this. When people are saying, yeah, but you're a little black kid and, you know, it may not work. You know, it's very few people make it as a career and a living. She said, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. And I'll never forget that. So her last time painting the town red, as she would say, was in January of 2020. She was in a wheelchair. She had multiple sclerosis and was in a wheelchair the last 20 years of her life. But she came to see A Soldier's Play. To see her son upon the stage on Broadway. And it was special for me to be able to see her enjoy that evening. That said, you know, she also loved a TV show called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And there's an actor named Tony Shalhoub, who's one of the stars of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And he was there opening night. My mom comes backstage, opening night. It's Broadway, baby. Opening night. She doesn't say, baby, you did a great job. I'm proud of you. First thing she says is, guess who I just met? She had just met Tony Shalhoub, and that just lit her up, and that made it all worth it. But anyway, I just want to tell you now, I'm not talking more about it. I'll be out there talking about it, but I had to tell you first here on social media that this is the cover. It's called A Soldier's Wife, of course, which is a play off of A Soldier's Play. And it says, My Mother, the Marvelous Mrs. Marilyn A. Underwood. And it's written by Yolanda Galt. I say that because I don't believe in ghostwriters. You know, I'm not a writer. I produce books. This will be my eighth and ninth book out in the marketplace. But I love giving writers a voice. And Yolanda's an amazing writer, an author. This is not, she's been writing for a long time. She's a master. So we work together. We create the story. It's based on interviews and audio tapes from my mother, from my family and friends. But we share this story together with you. But the main reason I'm coming on right now is to let you know that you can pre-order it right now on Amazon. It is able to be pre-ordered when it comes out. Publication date will be out March 14th. April 14th, sorry, April 14th. Comes out April 14th, but just know right now you can pre-order it. And it's very exciting. So I just want to give you that heads up. And you'll hear me talking more about it. And when you get a chance, check it out. A Soldier's Wife. That's my mama.